Yo guys, welcome back to Stock Talk Insider. Today we'll be talking about AMD. I was normally planning on making a video about Salesforce, but just before I wanted to start making the video about Salesforce, something in AMD broke through, and that was the following thing. So, big news for AMD today. The chipmaker just signed a major multi-year deal with OpenAI to supply hundreds of thousands of AI chips, and this is why the stock is up over 25% in pre-market. Let's break down what this means and why it could be transformative for AMD. So the key points are that AMD will supply hundreds of thousands of AI chips. I will firstly go to the TRADINGVIEW news article. AMD will supply hundreds of thousands of AI chips, GPUs, to OpenAI, equivalent to 6 gigawatts of computing power over several years. OpenAI gets the option to buy up to 10% of AMD for just 1 cent per share through a warrant program vesting based on milestones. AMD expects the deal, including ripple effects from other customers, to generate over $100 billion in new revenue over 4 years. OpenAI's endorsement is a huge validation of AMD's AI chips and software, and that they are indeed just competing almost on the level that Nvidia is. So, why is this positive for AMD? Massive revenue potential. Analysts currently project AMD revenue of $32.78 billion for 2025. This deal alone could generate tens of billions annually, plus additional business from other AI companies following OpenAI's lead. Strategic industry positioning. OpenAI is a pioneer in AI infrastructure, so AMD's chips becoming their standard positions. AMD as a top-tier competitor to Nvidia. Expect ripple effects. Other AI developers and hyperscalers are likely to adopt AMD solutions because OpenAI sets trends in the AI ecosystem. Some optional equity stake is that OpenAI's warrant to acquire up to 10% of AMD at 1 cent per share gives AMD potential strategic upside and shows strong alignment with a leading AI player. Milestone-based vesting, including stock price hurdles up to $600, links AMD's performance directly to AI demand growth. The long-term AI growth tailwinds, like AMD chips, will power OpenAI's next-generation infrastructure, including a 1 gigawatt facility with MI450 chips starting next year. This positions AMD to benefit from the AI boom, not only through revenue, but also through technology, credibility, and ecosystem adoption. So this deal is literally the validation for AMD that they are on the level that they can compete with with Nvidia, and give customers like some leading AI companies like OpenAI a chance to work together and give them good products. So AMD stock is now up, well, what is it? More than 25% in the pre-market, closing Friday at $164. So we'll take the dollar price with us. So we are now already over $200. We are exactly at $208.5. That's a very big, significant boom for one day for this big of a company. So the market clearly views this as a transformative news. AMD's market cap is $267 billion, meaning OpenAI's potential 10% stake is $27 billion theoretically, according to the value at full vesting. It is huge in terms of strategic alignment and confidence. The comparison to Nvidia has to be made, and Nvidia has been dominating in AI chips, recently investing up to $100 billion in OpenAI. This AMD deal validates AMD as a real alternative, giving enterprises more competition in hardware, and it really questions if Nvidia is even a monopoly, because it is not. While Nvidia remains strong, AMD has now a high-profile customer and potential ecosystem advantage. While Nvidia was growing and proving all of the people wrong with all of their big products, AMD was silently just working on their AI infrastructure, and it's now proven that they are a very valid competitor in this big space. Revenue recognition starts in the second half of 2026, so short-term results won't reflect the full impact yet. OpenAI still works with Nvidia and is developing its own silicon, AMD will compete for long-term share, not guaranteed. Execution risk is that building the 1 gigawatt facility and developing and deploying hundreds of thousands of chips is, of course, complex. So the conclusion of all of this is that this is transformative news for AMD. The OpenAI deal gives AMD the following: huge potential revenue over the next 4 years, strategic positioning against Nvidia, industry validation of its AI chips and software, and of course, for today, the pre-market 25% rally shows how investors see this as a game changer, and AMD could be a key winner in the next phase of the AI expansion. And this is what I meant with the room that AMD has to grow as a stock and a company, because Nvidia already has so much market share and AMD is just there to take it. Well, they're not going to take it all, but just the little percentages every time they get it. And all of the news titles around that are just things like, well, like this. So it will bring your stock position just that much higher than you invested it in Nvidia. And I believe that in the coming 3 to 4 years, AMD is a better investment as a stock. And of course, the company of Nvidia is still better than AMD. But at the end, with AMD, it comes all down to price, to quality. So there's no one doing it better than AMD. So now they have to deal with OpenAI. They are competing against Nvidia with chips. They are a leader in data centers, and they have just that much more room to grow as a company stock. So this isn't just a chip deal, it's a vote of confidence in AMD as an AI powerhouse. And as a lot of investors, well, professional investors say, trust is the biggest driver for an investment. So this is literally proving us that we can trust AMD in what they are doing. So yeah, I want to thank you guys for watching this video. This was a very quick update, and I hope you guys had something of this video. I will put the link, I put the article in the description so you guys can look it, can read it over there. And yeah, this was it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.